If you're retired or getting close, you probably lie awake some nights wondering, how do I actually turn this big pile of savings into a steady, reliable paycheck? Here's the thing, most people spend 30 or 40 years working hard, saving diligently, and building their nest egg. But when it's time to retire, they suddenly realize they've solved only half the puzzle. Saving money is one thing. Figuring out how to spend it down without running out is a whole different challenge. And here's the kicker. The biggest threat to your retirement isn't always the stock market. It's the sequence of returns risk. What happens if the market drops right after you retire and you're forced to sell investments at a loss just to cover your expenses? That single factor alone has derailed more retirements than people realize. But there's good news. There's a simple, time tested framework that helps retirees manage stress, smooth out their income, and weather both good markets and bad. It's called the bucket strategy. And once you understand it, you'll see why so many people find it to be one of the smartest ways to manage retirement income. Hi, I'm Dan Shevlin. I'm president of 2020 Financial Group. On this channel, I share strategies to help you retire with confidence and clarity. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with a friend who's planning for retirement. And if you'd like to explore how the bucket strategy can fit into your retirement plan, I left a link in the description where you can schedule a call with my team. Now let's break down exactly how this bucket strategy works and why it makes sense and how you can put it into practice. Part 1. What is the bucket strategy? The bucket strategy is a way of organizing your retirement money into different buckets based on time horizon. Instead of putting all your savings into one big pot, you separate them into short-term, medium-term, and long-term groups. Here's the basic idea. Bucket number 1 is short-term, the first 3 years. This is your cash flow bucket. It holds enough money to cover living expenses for the next few years, usually in cash or very conservative investments. Bucket number 2, the medium term, that's years 3 through 10. This is designed for stability and income. It often includes bonds, conservative balanced funds, or lower risk investments. Then there's bucket number 3, the long term, years 10 plus. This is your growth engine. It's invested in equities or growth-oriented assets that are meant to outpace inflation over the long run. By dividing money this way, you can ride out market volatility without panicking. If the stock market drops, you don't have to sell growth investments right away. You can draw from the cash bucket while giving your longer-term assets time to recover. Part 2, why retirees struggle without a system. Here's the problem most retirees face. They have a big pile of savings, and every month they're asking, where do I pull money from now? Without a system, people often withdraw from whichever account is easiest. This creates 3 risks. Sequence of return risks. If the market drops early in your retirement and you're forced to sell investments at a loss, you could run out of money much faster. Emotional stress, watching your balance fluctuate and not knowing where your income is coming from can cause unnecessary anxiety. Tax inefficiency. Random withdrawals can push you into higher tax brackets or even trigger penalties if they're not carefully planned. The bucket strategy addresses all 3 by giving you a clear plan. Short-term needs are covered, medium-term income is stable, and long-term growth is still in play. Part 3, how to build the buckets. Let's walk through an example. Imagine you're 65 years old, newly retired with 1.2 million saved. You need about $60,000 a year on top of your Social Security to maintain your lifestyle. Bucket number 1, the short term, you'd set aside roughly 3 years of income needs, so around $180,000 in cash, high yield savings, or money market funds. This ensures your paycheck is ready no matter what the market does. Bucket number 2, that's the medium term. Maybe you place $400,000 in a mix of conservative bonds, GICs, or income-focused funds. This money replenishes the short-term bucket as it runs low. Bucket number 3, the long-term bucket. The remaining $620,000 is invested for growth in stocks, ETFs, or other growth-oriented investment assets. This money won't be touched for at least a decade, giving it time to recover from market downturns and outpace inflation. Every few years, rebalance. If markets have been strong, you harvest gains from your long-term bucket and refill the short-term bucket. If the markets are down, you can rely more heavily on the medium term bucket until stocks recover. Part 4, real world benefits of the bucket strategy. Confidence, knowing you have years of cash and conservative investments set aside, reduces the fear of a market crash. You're less likely to make emotional decisions. Predictable income. The short term bucket acts like your personal paycheck. You can budget with confidence because your next few years are already covered. You have growth potential. You still keep a large portion invested for the long term, so your money has the chance to grow, keep pace with rising costs. Flexibility. The system can be tailored. If you're more conservative, you might keep 5 years of expenses in that short-term bucket. If you're comfortable with more risk, you might keep only 2 years in the short-term bucket. Part 5, common mistakes to avoid. While the bucket strategy is powerful, there are mistakes people often make. Overloading the cash bucket, holding 8 to 10 years of expenses in cash may feel safe, but inflation will eat away at your purchasing power. Not rebalancing. The strategy only works if you refill the short-term bucket when markets are up and avoid draining growth assets when they're down. Ignoring taxes. Pulling money from the wrong accounts can trigger unnecessary taxes. Coordinating withdrawals from taxable, tax deferred, and Roth accounts is just as important as choosing investments. Setting and forgetting. Retirement isn't static. Expenses, markets, and tax laws change. The strategy should be revisited regularly. Part 6, is the bucket strategy right for you? The bucket strategy isn't a magic bullet. It's a framework. It works best for retirees who want structure, predictability, and a balance between income today and growth potential for tomorrow. It might not be the right fit if you have a pension that already covers most of your expenses, or if you prefer a different income approach like annuities or systematic withdrawals. But for many retirees, especially those managing savings without guaranteed pensions, it provides clarity and confidence. So here's the bottom line. Retirement isn't just about building wealth. It's about creating a sustainable income plan that works in good markets and bad. The bucket strategy gives you a framework to do just that. Income in the short term, growth opportunities in the long term, and a system that is structured around your needs. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who's planning for their retirement. And if you would like help building a personalized income plan, click the link in the description to schedule a call with me and my team at 2020 Financial Group. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.